That, my friends, is real coffee. Oh my goodness. Today we're going to talk about the best coffee to drink black. How do we do that? How do we make black coffee that's so awesome that you do not want cream or sugar? How do you do that? So why black coffee anyway? I'll tell you why. Because I want real coffee. I want the same stuff that my great-grandmother grew up on. It's something that's smooth as silk, naturally sweet, have flavor notes. This particular coffee, Lake City Coffee, this is our Hacienda La Manita from the Trazu region of Costa Rica. And there's other great coffees out there that can be made black. And I'm telling you, what you end up with is not just great coffee, but a real experience. An experience to be able to sit down, kick up your feet, put your head back, take a swig, and go, oh. In fact, sorry, man, I got to do it one more time. You know, the old saying, no, not just no, but hell no. Well, this is not only yes, but hell yes. This is really good coffee. I am not overstating this in the least. I want that experience. You know what I don't want? I don't want bitter and burnt. You see, industrial coffee is designed from the beginning to be able to burn through cream and sugar. So that after you add cream and sugar, the coffee you can still taste. That's why it's designed that way. And if you take coffee that's designed for cream and sugar and you turn around and try to drink it black, it's almost a death sentence. It's horrible, horrible. I don't want that, and I don't want any regrets. And I'm going to bet neither do you. Black coffee should stand on its own. If it needs cream and sugar to be palatable, enjoyable, something went terribly wrong upstream. Either the beans were bad, the roast was bad, or both. And it's seldom, but can be, the brew. Let's talk about those three things right now. Beans, roast, and brew. Okay, let's get into the beans. What you don't want is Robusta beans. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Robusta beans out there pretending to be Arabica. So what they do is they blend the two together. You don't want blends either. Blends are taking beans from different regions, throwing them together and hope it works. In reality, it's the marketing and the finance guys going, hey, let's find the cheapest beans we can get out there and we'll blend them together and we'll give it a fancy dancy name and you guys are going to love it. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that at all. What you want is 100% Arabica beans. And in my opinion, I've drank coffee from all over the world, and almost all the coffee around the world is made for cream and sugar to go along with it. Except Central America. Interesting enough. Almost all the coffees in Central America, other than Colombian, I'm not a fan of, but the rest of them are pretty darn good. Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, and my all-time favorite, Costa Rica. And specifically the Trazu region in Costa Rica. Now there is one exception to Central America, and that's Kona coffee. Now if you can afford it, it is great coffee. There's no doubt about it. But dollar for dollar, the Costa Rican Trazu coffees are incredible. What else do you want? You want single origin, you want farm direct. That means it's like guys like me, roasters like me, owners of Lake City Coffee. What we do is we buy directly from the farms instead of going through wholesalers. So by doing that, it's fully traceable. And or you want organic or Rainforest Alliance. We picked Rainforest Alliance because it's much more stringent requirements than organic. Therefore, you're getting a much better taste. So that's beans. Let's talk about roast. What we don't want is a French roast, an Italian roast, a continental roast, or whatever marketing term they come up with. Those are all just fancy words for the word burnt. That's it. Burnt. Okay, so you don't want burnt and you don't want stale. That means anything that's over 30 days old. Most coffee that you can find, even in a coffee shop, is going to be months old, if not years. It sits on warehouse shelves for months. It sits in the grocery store for months. You don't want that. Definitely don't. So in terms of roast, what do you want? And not to mention something that's over roasted. You don't want that. You don't want burnt. So what you do want is a medium brown or barely dark. So a medium brown, something like that. That's my medium roast. So you want a medium brown or barely dark. Even our dark roast is an extremely dark brown, but not black. Because as soon as you get black, all of a sudden, all those beautiful oils that have all the flavors, all the antioxidants, all of the bioflavonoids, all the good stuff, all the caffeine is in the oils. And as soon as you get black, no more oils. You might as well be drinking Kingsford. Anyway, and what else do you want in terms of roast? You want a roast that's less than 30 days old. Less than 30 days. There's an old saying, the fresher the roast, the better the cup of coffee. And how can you tell how fresh it is? Right on there, my friends, what are you seeing? You're seeing a roast date, right? It says right on there, decaffeinated, roasted on July 7th, 2026. Okay, a roast date. Good luck finding one of those. Probably 1 out of 50, you'll find a roast date. You might find a use by date or a purchase by date, right? Which doesn't tell you a darn thing. Okay, let's quickly talk about brewing. What you want is not to over extract or under extract the coffee beans. So you have over 1,000 molecules in your typical coffee bean. Each one of those molecules has its unique flavors. So how do you do that? I think the best brewing systems out there is where the water and the grounds get to mix together for a few minutes instead of a few seconds. And there's just a variety of those. There's the cold brew method. There's the AeroPress. There's pour over, and of course the French press. Any of those will work just fine for them. Let them steep for about 2 to 4 minutes and you're done. In closing, you want 4 things. Costa Rican terrazzo, a medium roast that's fresh, less than 30 days, a medium grind, start there, tweak it as you need to, and the steeping, you want a brewing method that steeps, which all of these do. That's pretty much it. So if you need anything else, let us know. And you have a great day drinking your coffee.